cut out the toolbox lid. See, this portion right here was quite nasty. Or that's nasty, making a little sliver piece that can go in there and fill that in. There's another wonderful handcrafted patch panel. And there's a piece of crap hole in my Jeep. Ta-da! So that fits in there. It's a little bit sloppy in some spots, but I'm pretty confident I can weld it, and then I'll make a separate piece for that top there, but there's a hole in the bottom of the toolbox front. My tools are gonna slide out when I hit hard brakes. Never fear, Mr. Patch Job is here. So I just made this little patch, pretty simple. Just cut its shape and a couple bends, and so that fits right up in there. Gosh, I done got a toolbox lid now, man. Even hinges. So I just got some just basic hinges at the Tractor Supply and welded them on, and that Paparuski works. I already made one of these for this side, little rear body mount. So just got some square tube 45'd onto the angle iron there. And then a 1/8 inch plate there that I can run my bolt through. So I'm gonna tack that on there just a little bit so it isn't flapping in the breeze. So all right, there it is, all welded. And of course, the one that I do that I film, the welds aren't as pretty as the one that I didn't film, but you know, 11 o'clock we'll go in, leave that cool for the night, and get her full chooched tomorrow. Some framework. These shock mounts, I think, can be my first job right now. You can see that's not exactly ideal. Gotta grind out these rivets. So my trick is take an angle grinder with a cutoff wheel and slice some slits along the top head, then take a chisel off the head, pulls it off, and then if you can, hammer the rest down through. That was awesome. All right, I was just about to say, this one ain't gonna pop, I'm gonna have to drill it, and then what do you know, the good old Baby Bertha comes in clutch and knocks the rivet out whole. Now, I'm no expert when it comes to suspension technologies, but I do know a thing or two. And me, I don't think that's right. That shock absorber, I don't think should be that loose. There is no pressure on it. Look. So I got this chunk of C-channel, cut angles on the ends just like the factory, notched out to fit there, and drilled out some holes to bolt to the frame. So I still need to do a couple more bolt holes and stuff, but it's looking sick. So then my brother worked on doubled up thickness on the frame here because it was kind of had some thin spots, so just add some extra strength. So see that rust hole in the frame? That's no bueno. But luckily we have a patch that can go right there and get welded on. There we go. That's all welded, and I did the same thing on the other side. So that should be all the rust repair needed on the frame. Went along and did some just some quick wire brushing to knock any loose stuff off and then blow it off with an air hose. So now I'm going to get painting. Just gonna paint the frame for now. Doesn't have to be perfect, just mainly just to protect it, to keep it from rusting. So gonna just brush on some magic tractor paint and it'll be good enough. Well, there you go. Look at that. That looks sweet. So still need to do that axle and maybe the front leaves and stuff, but it's good enough for now. It's about midnight on Saturday night, so yep, that looks sweet. Rear bumper is on for the most part. I got all the holes drilled out, so I'm gonna have to get a few more bolts and then that'll work for the ends there. Next thing is probably gonna drill some holes through this. This was original support, connects to the cross member up there for the drawbar that someone had torched off. So I'll probably just bend that up and then put a bolt through the bottom of the C-channel just for that much more support. And I'm gonna cut a chunk of 3/16 plate that I'll weld to this and then stick up and run through these 4 bolt holes. You can see I got that plate cut out and got some cool angles, which will technically give me more perimeter area and more weldage. And got them holes drilled out so I can do like a that. Boom. And then these 4 holes, I'll drill 2 holes into the bumper and put a pintle hitch right there. So, got that welded up, and not the prettiest, but by golly, them fused together, and it ain't breaking off for nothing. Well, I mean, maybe a Godzilla might be able to break it, but hey, I could be towing no Godzillas. So, that is a complete fabbed rear bumper for a Willys Jeep. We can install the fresh upper shock mount. I'm going to remove the junk U-bolts. So I'm cleaning up the back axle, getting ready for paintage, and came across some of this really ancient undercoating type stuff. So, to get that junk cranked off there, y'all get your heat guns out, heat that sucker up, and that crap just scrapes off. Front upper shock mounts, I ground off the old ones because they were junk, and I got some replacements. And so the thing is, everywhere I haven't found somebody that makes a different replacement. They're all the same. And the problem is that frame is slightly curved and the mount is flat. So what happens, we put it on there, there's a gap and a gap. So it kind of does one of those jobs. So what I did to remedy that is I cut slices through there so that it can bend easier. You can see how much it actually bent. But now it fits pretty good. Still a little bit of a gap, but that can be filled with weld. It's no big deal. It's a lot closer. So I'm going to fill in these cuts with weld. I'm going to do that on the bench because that'll be easier. And then I'll throw the mount back on, get it welded on. Another thing, just as a side note, the front end of the frame in this is actually boxed in this area. So if you cut them off, you have to weld the new ones back on. Weld it up. So I'm going to call it good. Still has a little bit of a teeter rock, but I think it can weld. Alright, so I got the tub primed the other night. Just used some Rust-Oleum rusty metal primer, thinned it down 2 parts to 1 part paint thinner. And it didn't turn out too bad. Then I re-seam sealed it, a second coat over that because I found some thin spots, so that's going to be good. Also primed the rear bumper. So next up, I'm going to get it sprayed down with some black magic tractor paint. Should be good as new. So let's get her done. There is the completed rear bumper slash cross member Willys flop. So I'm gonna stick it on the frame now. It's time for U-bolts on this sucker. So I got a fresh lower shock plate for all 4 corners and brand new shiny U-bolts. So basically install them. Ta-da! Alright, well, that's job's done. Oh, you think I should tighten them? Good grief. To install some shock absorbers on this spicy unit. A little make it silver, make it not a C's magical goo. It's from the blood of unicorns on some sort of faraway island. These do have a specific this ends down type of deal. There's a little arrow there. Tightening that unit down. America. Tell you what, I am shocked. Not as shocked as when I found out toasters aren't waterproof. But brother, that's sick. Ride quality should be much more gooder now. Hopefully. After all, it is still Willys though. So here's an array of parts. I'm going to start out with this, the clutch link rod. You can see how worn through that is, which is bad. New one. Perfect. So that's good. We got the new cross shaft, which we compare it to the old one. I don't know where the old one is, but the old one is very much so junk. Also got a new frame bracket. The old one was very worn and egg-shaped, so cut off the rivets that held it on from the factory and got some bolts set up to hold the new one on. Pedals. The clutch pedal is the original because it actually has a slit in it and bolts clamps down onto the cross shaft, so it doesn't, the bolt will take up any slack. But the brake pedal, the old one was nasty, so I got a new one of those. And got a new brake plunger. So, get some of this stuff installed. Let's get it done. A little pedal cross shaft into our pedal support frame bracket, just like that. Cotter pins through the first hole. Slide on a washer, but first we're actually going to put a little grease on that. You know I'm all about that grease, The grease a little bit more. Got to slide on a washer on the other side of the cotter pin, like that. Then, pedal goes on. Slide up our pedal assembly. Crank them down. Now I gotta slide on another washer. Put that on there. Then the master cylinder sport bracket should pop on, but it's very tight. There we go. Pops on. Slide on a little washer there. Install the plunger. Boom, just like that. And then we pop on final cotter pin. Got that rear bumper all finished up, bolted on, and these were the original drawbar supports. I just kind of bent them up and bolted to the bottom. Never have too much support. Fresh U-bolts, fresh shocks. Made some custom rubber bushings for the body mounts. So basically, it's time to chuck the body onto the frame. Quite a monumental moment right here, folks. Hello, people. Live broadcast from Mars. Hope the clarity is good. We're going a few light years to get here. Last night, got the tub set onto the frame. It's on there. It's not going to be coming off, at least not anytime soon. So, that is so sweet. The nice, fresh floors. Got the roll bar set on temporarily. Just got to get stuff squared up, start drilling holes, and get body bolts put in. But the cool thing, come underneath. Oh, my Atlanta. Everything's nice and shiny. Clean. I'm laying under my Jeep right now, and I'm not getting covered in rust and junk that's just falling off. So, that is sweet. Already got the air horn put back on. So, just going to continue getting stuff fixed up and hopefully drive it. It's Friday today, and there's a car show on Sunday. See if I can drive it there. I think first off, I'm going to get the fenders mounted. That would just help me make sure everything's squared and lined up before I permanently drill body I'm gonna throw the hood on real quick, just so I can make sure the fenders are really clear and it has. I'm not really concerned about panel gap and fitment, but it would be kind of nice to have it pretty decent. Also want to bolt all the fenders together, get them all tight, then put the hood on and realize it doesn't close because it's off too much. So. Oh, it's been so long since I closed the hood on this. Oh, brother. That is looking so sick. Front fenders are tightened down quite nicely. Got it all lined. Hood is latched. Opens nicely. Closes good. Fitment is a little bit off, but it's not any worse than it was before. I don't think it's any worse than the factory was, so. Next thing is, now I'm going to start now with that hooked up, and I have 2 bolts in the back on the floor riser going through the floor that I had already set and drilled when I put the tabs on, when I had the body test fitted on like a month ago or whatever. So dropped those bolts in. So with that and with the grill fenders tight, it's centered as good as it's going to be centered because it's a Willys. So I'm going to start drilling out the main body mounts. So I got this first one started. I drilled up from the bottom just an 1/8 inch pilot hole. Now it marks. Now I can drill all the way through to 1/2 inch. And now that it's marked, I can drill from the top. 1/4 inch rubber bushing, 1/2 inch body bolt. Steering box is back in, drag link is back in, so it actually has steering. Body is bolted down, tailgate is on, pintle hitch, an 8-ton rated. I think that'll be heavy enough. I don't know, I might need to get a stronger one eventually, but so getting chooched along. America. Oh yeah. Pop that off. And the body is just as stout as it was with the brace. We have a Jeep again. We need to do a test drive on this. So, first startup. You hook up the choke? No. Okay. I didn't know the choke was unhooked. Take a while to get fielded through the line. No coil power. Take 2. 3. Third time's the charm. Take 3. So the piece of junk fuse block is not sending power through. So quick and easy, I just ran a direct cable from the key to the coil. So it should have more power, baby.
Did you turn the battery back on?
I'm pretty sure I did, brother.
Okay.
Yep, I did.
Oh yeah. It's a little loud without the exhaust on it. Looks good though.
I have to say, I'm already pleasantly enjoying the shock absorber.
Oh, I bet.
Cameraman has a place to sit now.
Here, have a windshield.
Well, thank you.
4 months of building it.
Complete reconstruction of the top.
Oh.
But I didn't do anything to the exhaust but make it worse.
Yep, completely rebuilt it all winter time. Still sounds worse.
Doesn't look any different.
Doesn't look any different. You're good this way. Oh boy. There we go.
We do not have turn signals either.
Why do we not have turn signals?
I don't know.
I thought you said we had turn signals.
We did at one point.
Alright, well. There we go. There's the beams. Ah, cruise is good.
I like the shocks.
The shocks are awesome. We're not bouncing all over the place anymore. I have no idea how fast we're going, but it's significant. Feel good to drive it again?
Oh, it feels good to be back, man.
Oh yeah. Sound like a Nissan with them downshifts. That grinding sound normal?
It's actually less than it was before.
That's good to know.
Thank you guys for watching. I know this video is kind of delayed by like 8 months, but it's getting out there, and yep. So, got Flossy put back together, and it ran great. I know in those last few video clips, it probably sounds like it's running like garbage. That's just because it doesn't have an exhaust, and it also had a giant vacuum leak. But fixed that stuff, it ran great, and everything was perfect, other than oil leaks, which we're going to be addressing very soon. So, thanks for following along Flossy's Rust Repair, and yeah, it's kind of cool driving around in a Jeep with floors. So, thank you guys for watching. I'm super stoked with how it turned out, and I'll see y'all in the next episode.